Hello friends, welcome to this brand new series. This series is about Zentangle Bouquets. Basically in this series we will be learning to draw beautiful botanical tangles together, merge them together, transition from one to the other and create a beautiful tangle jungle or what we can also call as a bouquet of tangles. So the emphasis would be more on drawing different tangles, how to draw them together or move from one to the other, or how to combine different tangles together, what kind of tangles can we combine together easily. We will be mainly concentrating on botanical or organic tangles, and sometimes give a bouquet look, sometimes just draw them like a cluster of tangles together. So we'll explore all that in this new series in coming 4 to 5 sessions. So let us get started with today's session. We'll keep it simple. Today being the first session, we'll concentrate on black and white only and not colors. And later on in the coming sessions, maybe we can introduce colors also. So let's get started. So I have an A5 size paper with me. So that's a good quality acid-free paper, and it is A5 in size. And I have, since the paper is a little coarse, so I have picked up my O2, right? So I'll be working my O2 so that my O1 nib doesn't get, spoiled. So let us get started right away. And I'm just going to add a little cone kind of shape here, like this. Just a rough conical shape, something like this. And I'm not going to pen it, I'm just drawing it just for reference. And just let's get started. And I'm starting with a pattern called PURK. So I'm going to start with these bands, taking reference of this conical kind of shape that I've drawn. So just going to add these bands as we have in the tangle PURK. PURK is a Zentangle original. So I'll try my best that I name the tangles and also the name of the CZTs or whoever has come up with that tangle. So probably I'll draw one or two more strands. Right, add one more. Right. Now going to start with the pattern PURK. So starting with orbs in the center. And then adding on to the orbs. So you can add one to each, or you can add all at the same time, that's okay. So moving on to the other side. So we are already aware of the pattern PURK. I'm just squeezing in these orbs inside the two stripes that I've drawn. You can add bigger orbs, smaller orbs, the way you wish to. So we'll draw a few more rows, but first we will start with our bouquet, right? So let me first start with the bouquet here. So I'm going to start somewhere here. So generally the way I approach it, I start with the flower first, right? So I'm first going to arrange the pattern flux like a flower. I'm not aware if this pattern is also known by some name, but basically all Zentangle patterns can be arranged like flower also. So I don't really see a point in naming them differently, but this is basically flux arranged like a flower. So I've started with the flower and then I'm going to build around it. Yeah, so that's one approach, but there is no hard and fast rule again. So I'm going to add one or two more flowers. You can always add overlaps. It will look nice. Right? And then we can add some Vitruvius. Again, it is a Zentangle original. Looks like a rose, but it is entirely made up of circles and squares. No technicalities involved. So first adding a few flowers and then we will build around it. Yeah, that's one. We can add one more here, probably a hidden one. Yeah, and then probably add a pattern called BLUSTER. This is again a flower, so I'm going to add these fescue shapes like this. BLUSTER is, I think, a pattern by Irina Wins. Yeah, so it is not a Zentangle original, it is a pattern by Irina Wins. Tangle is called BLUSTER, that is BLUSTER. It's again a floral tangle. So I'm drawing slowly so that you can see. You can easily find the step out for these patterns on Tangle Patterns or tanglecollections.com. Again, so there are a whole lot of botanical tangles, floral patterns that are there all over the internet. I will stick to mostly Zentangle patterns, originals, and a few more probably. Yeah, simple. So that's the pattern BLUSTER. We can probably add a few more. One here, or let us see. First, let us add some leaves now, right? So flowers. So we will have petals, leaves. So this is TOODLES. Again, going to add one more here. Whatever spaces we have, going to draw behind a lot. Yeah, then again we can add one here. So this is another pattern which you can easily draw. For example, something like jazz leaf. This is also a leafy kind of shape. Yeah, it's not exactly jazz leaf. Jazz leaf is a pattern by Ina Sonnenmoser, but This is not exactly jazz leaf, I don't know what to call it. You can see me drawing. If you have the name for it, please let me know. Yeah, looks like some form of fern or something like that. So again, I'll show you how. Yeah, again starting here, coming down, starting here, coming down, starting here, coming down. So you can draw tangles of your own choice, entirely fine. I'm just trying to show you that you don't have to think much where, when, what. Start with the flowers first and then you can add and just build on it. So this is a tangle called FAUX. This is tangle by me. So simple tangle, looks like the snake plant. Yeah, and FAUX is one variety of snake plant. So right, so now again I'm going to add this zigzag. Yeah, you can add one more here. So go slow. You can see how we are building on that bunch. Slowly we will just keep extending it, keep adding patterns to it, patterns which are mostly organic. Yeah, so again rotating, adding some more FAUX, simple patterns. Again adding one more here. Yeah, so again I'm going to add one more BLUSTER flower here. Yeah, so let us add one more flower. So again adding the FESCU shapes. Right, filling it in, adding these 3D kind of layers under the fescue, and then the other side is also layers but in a different fashion. Yeah, again ink it, adding these layers under the fescue, again come down. So I can mention the name of these patterns in the initial part of the video. I think I will do that, so that if you want you can refer to the step outs also on the internet. As far as the Zentangle originals are concerned, they would be available on my channel only. You can always watch the video, or you can refer to the step outs anywhere else. Yeah, so that's one more BLUSTER, the flower, right? So let us now extend a little more. So I'm going to add some LUV-A again by Sharon Caforio. This is a pattern by Sharon Caforio. I had recently used this pattern. It's just made up of hearts, very simple to draw, and really acts as a nice filler and can grow just about anywhere. Yeah, so it's a nice idea to introduce it here and there. One nice thing that you can do with this pattern is add these umbel or rings going from one place to the other. I'll just show you. These bands linking two of the LUV-As, they look pretty nice with this pattern. You can ink this band also, just like we do for umble. We will see if we want to do that later. Yeah. So again, you can add LUV-A here. So just go with the flow, be patient. You can add some BRONXCHEERs. BRONXCHEERs look very nice in bouquets or tangle jungles where you have many botanical patterns together. It really looks very nice. Yeah. So you can either keep it like this or you can add a stem also. Again, you can link these LUV-As together. Yeah. So again, we can add some BRONXCHEERs here and there. Let us see. And I'll add one more TOODLES here. Yeah, add one more BRONXCHEER or something like that. You can also try adding squid. So instead of adding a stem, you can always add some tentacles and it looks really beautiful in a bouquet. Yeah, the pattern looks very nice in a bouquet. Let me see if I can show you that also. Yeah. So now we come to this section. So I'll add one more leaf like this here. So starting with this shape and then going like this. So center line can be single line, double line, that's okay. There is no hard and fast rule. You can change as per your liking. Just stick to the shape. That is what matters and gives the tangle its look. Yeah. So again, you can add some more. Probably add a small squid only so that I can show you how you can beautifully use BRONXCHEER or the pattern squid. So that's FAUX. And then you can add some small little tentacles or leafy shapes like this. It looks really nice as far as the bouquet is concerned. Yeah. So again, hanging part should be leaves. So I'll again place one TOODLES here. We can add some more FAUX here. We can add some more LUV-As here and there. Yeah. Small little spaces. Comfortably you can add tipple. Yeah, you can add some LUV-As here and there, probably more here. link them. Looks really nice. Yeah. Yeah. So let us first complete this and then we'll see if we want to add something else. Yeah. So sprinkle is another pattern which goes very well with bouquets. Yeah. So wherever there is a tangle jungle, not many tangles combined together, try using the pattern sprinkle, which is this pattern. Yeah. So just protrudes from one place or the other, or fescues, they go pretty well. Yeah. Again, sprinkle. Sprinkle is another Zentangle original. So you don't need to know too many patterns. What you need to understand is how to combine them. Yeah. So we know enough of patterns, just about how to use them together. And there is not much of a rule here. As I showed to you, try starting from the flower and then build around it. Yeah. So again, yeah. So probably we'll add one more hidden here. Like this, and then cover up the rest of the space with these tangles only. Yeah. So again you can add, so I'm using one set of tangles. We will use a different set of tangles in every session. An idea about what all tangles you can use very comfortably, although there are so many. Yeah. So let us cover up the spaces left here and there. We can also add some LUV-As here. We haven't used any below. Again we can add some, so it would be nice if they are flowing out of the basket or whatever you have drawn, the conical shape or whatever you want to draw the bouquet. Yeah. So add some, probably a hidden flower here would be nice. So one or two more sprinkle. So 4 or 5 patterns with which we are playing around. Right, you can add some of these bands, they really look nice. Yeah, I think that's about it. We have added enough, right? So let us now ink the in-between sections of our PURK. Yeah. So I'm just going to ink the small little sections which are left between the orbs. It's a very important exercise to do because it adds a lot to the look of the pattern PURK. Yeah. So I've done with that small exercise of inking the little spaces, right? So let us now move on to shading. We are done with our drawing part. So I'm going to add some thick graphite on one side of my PURK. So we are going to shade it like high and low. So I'm going to really make one side of it dark, right? And then moving on to our other tangles. So again, you can add some graphite around the circle. So I'm not, as I told you earlier also, I'm not introducing colors in this session, but you can if you wish to. Please go ahead. So this session is more about drawing. Again, blend on one side, make one side a little darker. That would be high and low shading. Small little spaces, wherever you see, you can comfortably fit in 1 or 2 tipples, that's fine. Right, again, Vitruvius, nice to shade on one side. Right, again doodles along the center line under the fescues. Bluster along the line that you drew, the fescue line. So spaces are small, so don't take it easy, don't add too much of graphite, you don't want the entire thing gray. Yeah, and we'll see if we want to add more. So let us first blend and see where more can we add. I'm just going to take this away towards the center. Yeah. So let the edges be dark only and then pull the excess graphite towards the center. Take it up to the center but don't cover the entire thing. Yeah. Then moving on to one side of our leaves. Would be nice to highlight one side. little on the squid, one part of the Vitruvius. These are all Zentangle originals. I'm playing mostly with those patterns only. However, there are so many patterns floating around on the net by different CZTs, by so many people, so artists all around. So you can choose your tangles. This is just about where to start, how to blend. Yeah. So once you start, you just start building from one to the other. So spaces are small, so make sure you don't blend too much. Yeah, so whatever is there on my tortillon, I think that much is enough to touch on the LUV-As, because we already have edge marks there, so we don't need to do much. So touch your stump on the LUV-As. Right, again the FAUX, the sprinkles you can add a little under, just like a shadow. Yeah. So these bands you can comfortably ink. I think they would add a little boldness if you ink it. So I'm going to ink it with a highlight, or you can ink it completely, entirely up to you. They are just like umble, and we generally draw these bands linking LUV-As. They are a part of the pattern. So some blacks always add. So again you can add a little from the tortillon itself. Yeah. Take your time. Patient. Enjoy the process. Enjoy how the tangles culminate into a beautiful piece, a bunch. So you can see how portions of black add immediately, right? So you can also incorporate tangles or fill in small little spaces. That's why I introduced BRONXCHEERs, because it will add. Again, retracing some of the lines which I feel will add to the look of the tangle here and there. Yeah. So one or two bands more left. So if you want to add some black here also, you can choose to just ink some of the tentacles. So it will immediately give that required getup. Yeah, so leave a highlight and just fill in some of the tentacles or the leaf shapes or whatever you want to call, and you can see how they add immediately. Yeah, probably one more hidden. So fescue is also something that is really nice to add here and there when you are drawing in a bunch or you're drawing a lot of tangles together. Yeah, so don't be miser as far as adding fescues is concerned. They really add that soft and delicate feel. Yeah, to your piece. And of course stipples here and there. Looks nice always. You can also convert it into caviars. Again, some inking will always add. So you can just go on and on. Yeah, no, you have to actually make an effort to stop somewhere, otherwise you can go on and on. Caviars, again a very nice tangle to add drama instantly. Yeah, I think we are done. We'll just highlight a few places and close it here. Yeah, so let us pick up our chalk and highlight a few things. First is the other side of our PURK. Yeah, then the other side of these leaves. Although they may not be very visible, the highlights, but they do add. Again, half of Vitruvius you can always highlight. Yes, yeah, I think not much required anywhere. That's about highlighting. Yeah, yeah, so one last thing that I'm going to do here is add a nice border. Yeah, so I'm just going to add a simple wood border. So this is a tangle called wood, WDUD, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to add the zigzag lines and then aura them inside. Simple pattern, very nice border tangle. Yeah, so I'm now going to add auras inside. Yeah, how? Just like these. Yeah, simple. You can add some weight here if you wish, or you can leave it like that. Yeah. So I'm going to do that exercise for all the 4 sides. So the other side is also auras. Same thing on both sides. Simple pattern, has a nice texture, looks very nice as a border tangle. Yeah. I'm almost finishing with my border here. Same. Yeah, so the last section, and we are done with our border also. Simple wood border. Only stroke involved is auras. Yeah, so that's how our piece looks like. Let us add a little shading quickly to our border also. Like we generally do for borders, I'll add some graphite on both sides. So now that we have added graphite on both sides, just blend it. Make sure you don't blend too much. Pull it towards the center, but leave the center white. Yeah, so you can shade almost every border this way. That's a standard procedure that you can follow for any border. So just blend from both sides and leave the center white. Yeah. So I'll quickly do that for all. Yeah, and we are done. So I'm now going to sign my piece. Yeah, so put my name here. Yeah, and we shall meet again with another new session on Zentangle Bouquets. Till then, see you. Bye bye. Take care. Hope you enjoyed the series.